That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday Fun Day, and we are live in the alley with Billy Trzynski and Josh Savali. Let's go, Buffalo! It's Sunday afternoon in the alley. Girls, boys, and bills at Downtown Brew. Ballet. Prognostications and various jokes. Glad you're alive in the alley.
Oh, you want my sunglasses?
Kind of.
Okay. I won't feel right until you've got them on.
I'm going to start this one with a joke.
Let's
I'm
hear
going
it.
to forget it.
Oh. Hey, hang on. Somebody's phone is going off. All right, good. Go ahead.
How does the man on the moon cut his hair?
How?
I forgot.
We're going to start off with the joke so you didn't forget.
I forgot it.
You think it's going to come back to you?
Yep.
Okay. I think it's going to come back to you like the Bills came back to life last Sunday.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, what a great game.
What?
Well, stressful.
Yes.
But great.
It was awesome to stand there, and Steve-O, friend of show Steve-O, made a good point after the game on Sunday. Back in the day, we'd joke and say, we're fine, like we're not worried about it.
But this time, we were really fine.
They're legitimately not worried, especially when they go down the field at the end of the half, get the touchdown to make it a 10-point. It was 20-3 to make it a 10-point game, and you kind of did one of these, okay, great. It wasn't really, I want to say worry-free.
But we were okay with it.
You had something, a leg to stand on by saying,
we get these 7 points, we're fine.
Right. Speaking of the number 7, 7 is the number of the day. The Bills have given up 7 second-half points all season.
Yeah.
To the one touchdown to the Miami Dolphins, and that's it in the second half. The third and fourth quarters have just been lights out. The defensive adjustment, and that was the other thing, too. The ability of the Bills, coaching staff, players, what have you, to make second-half adjustments against Lamar last week, who was having a pretty fine day.
Oh, he's great.
The second half, he had 32 yards passing.
Well, he only had 150, I think.
Yeah, he had 111 or less. He had 111 or something in the first half. I mean, that's fine. That's about what Josh had throughout the game. But holy smokes, to stop them, they're in the top 5, top 4 in the AFC this year for sure. But they've blown 2 17-point leads to come away with two losses to get to 2-2. I mean, that's a bad break almost. You'd think of it that way.
That's a bad defense. That's a bad defense.
And they had defensive guys last week that they didn't have against Miami when they gave up, the lead against Miami a couple weeks ago. Last week we did it against their number 1 guys.
Yeah.
And Josh, at times, he didn't look flustered at all, but at times he was a little so-so. A couple drop-in-the-bucket passes to Dawson Knox. Khalil Shakir comes in and makes
2 great catches.
Oh, and the screenplay, which was really impressive. Once again, the Bills can't run the ball for squat, but, it's minor things. Speaking of Allen, 19-36, 213, a touchdown interception, a rushing touchdown again. Meg's here. Hey, Meg.
Hi, Meg.
This Sunday's game against the Ravens is the only non-multi-pass TD game for Josh this year. He has 10 passing touchdowns already.
Yeah.
He also accounts for all 12 of the Bills' touchdowns in one way or another.
That's a record.
Yeah. Oh, it tied Dante Culpepper. Was 14 through the first 4 games. He had 14. Allen has 12. Allen also has more total yards than 16 NFL teams.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
He has like 1,400 and something all-purpose yards, and there's
been more than half the league.
Half the NFL.
Yeah.
And some of those teams are like 3-1 teams, say like the Giants per se or something like that. It's kind of ridiculous. He's got 1,227 passing yards already, which is the most through 4 games of his career so far, which seems, going back 2 years ago, you thought that would have been it. But nope, it's this year. That's pretty
I
good.
heard Jim Kelly this week.
Yeah?
he's hoping that he breaks all his records.
Well, I'm sure. I mean,
he's just rooting for the guy.
As much of a jerk he sometimes comes off to be, it looks like he roots for them. Yeah. It's just the way. So Bills beat Baltimore. The Bills have beat the Rams. The Bills have beat Tennessee. They lost to Miami in a close game. The combined record of the Bills' opponents so far this year is 8-3. That's pretty good competition.
Not bad.
And you come
Not
away
bad.
3-1. Jordan Poyer, who's not playing today with injured ribs, which, like we were saying,
I think he had a big play last week.
he had 2 of them. And the biggest coming at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And the defensive line making the pressure on it. Lamar said he couldn't see the guy wide open because the Bills' defensive player was doing the wacky, wavy,
Yeah,
inflatable arm guy.
son.
Was it? Sheck.
The lost son was in there.
But Poyer's not out. Get this weird stat about Poyer. He's out, and I think a lot of that is the rest for next week against Kansas City.
I do too.
Poyer this year has allowed 3 catches when the ball's thrown his way, and he has 4 interceptions.
Why did he allow those 3 catches?
I don't. Why didn't he just pick them off? He does it the rest.
Jeez.
And the Christian Benford, rookie quarterback, we know is out with a broken hand. On the other side, the other rookie quarterback, Elam, the first-round pick, they both look good. Elam on Sunday.
I remember my joke.
There you go.
The man in the moon. How does he cut his hair? Eclipse it. I just remembered. It took me a while.
Elam last week, 43 snaps where he was dropped back in coverage, 0 catches for 0 yards against. It's pretty good to know that your rookie cornerbacks are definitely, stepping in and playing well.
The kids are playing well.
Yep.
Well, that secondary is ridiculous. No
matter who
they put in there.
Yep.
It's just, nope.
No, so it's cool. It gets a bit like last week was like, all right, cool. A bounce back win where no matter how you got it, W's, whether it's by 1 or 100.
Yep.
The win's a win is a win is a win. And today they'll be taking on. Say it. Who are they playing? Exactly. The Steelers. How do you feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, they upset us last year.
Yep.
It was a tough game.
It was. It was a
They
pretty good surprise.
They played Steelers ball.
Yeah, defense,
And
turnovers.
but come on, let's get them.
That's how you feel about the Steelers?
They're hurt. We're hurt.
They're hurt, yeah.
But
And they're starting.
We are better than they are.
A rookie is starting his first career start on the road in Buffalo against the league's #1 defense.
Right.
What could, yeah, right. What could go wrong?
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Yeah. I mean, it could go great for them. It could be a stunning upset, and that would be ridiculous. I mean, absolute lunacy.
The crowd's going to be nuts.
Yeah. There are probably a lot of Pittsburgh fans there today. They travel pretty well, especially when it's up the road.
Yeah, I heard.
But it is also the Bills' first true, I don't know, like not regular home game, but the only home game we played so far was a Monday Night Football game. The first 1 o'clock home game in Buffalo this year. So, and if it wasn't for the wind, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it's very nice out. It's even in the alley where it's usually worse than anywhere else in the hospitable universe. Yeah, that's not too bad. So cool. So Bills are playing Pittsburgh. They come in fresh off of a loss to the Jets.
Eclipse it.
Speaking of a man who definitely cuts his own hair, it's time for Jives.
With Jimmy!
I'm not 100% certain he cuts his own hair. All right, let's sneak this way.
All right, let's move it in.
You can put the lean on, Jim, if you need to. We all can lean this way.
Yeah, we're good. I'm there.
Like on a TV show when they have to fake rock around with nothing, they shake the.
So we all like lean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying.
All right, 3rd week in a row, we're going to start off talking about the Bills' opponent's quarterback. As you mentioned, rookie Kenny Pickett starting today.
Yes, he can. Kenny Pickett?
There it is.
All right.
You might have to explain that one.
That was a little...
Eclipse it. Kenny Pickett, he eclipse it. Sorry.
First time in eons, Steelers don't have Ben Roethlisberger starting at quarterback this season.
Eons.
Since 2004. Oh, jeez. That qualifies as an eon, if you ask me, in football
What were you
years.
doing in 2004, Jimmer?
working at National Grid, coming here.
Oh, wait.
Same thing I'm doing right now.
Oh. Well, that covers that.
All right, Roethlisberger retired last season. Pittsburgh signed Mitch Trubisky to be their starter, selected Kenny Pickett, first round of this year's draft. Little draft note, he was the only quarterback selected in the first round this year.
Yeah, and that's the first time there was one or less in
Eons.
2004. There's that damn eon again.
Now, the Steelers do still have backup quarterback Mason Rudolph on the roster. But let's face it, if they sign Trubisky, drafted Pickett, that tells you what Pittsburgh thinks about him.
And Rudolph has a bad mouth.
Yes, allegedly.
Well, you don't get a helmet swung at you for saying, hey, you look good.
Nice play, guy.
Yeah.
All right, it's foregone conclusion that Trubisky was going to be the bridge quarterback until it was deemed that Pickett was ready. First 3 games with Trubisky starting, Pittsburgh's offense, not good. 30th in total offense, 28th in passing offense, and tied for 26th in the league in scoring.
That's one of those, is that bad kind of thing?
That's bad.
Yeah. Not good.
In those 3 games, Trubisky only accounted for 3 Pittsburgh touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing. Last week versus the Jets, my Jets, Trubisky,
Throw that in there.
he once again had poor numbers. Halftime, he was 7 for 13 for 84 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 sacks. Halftime score, Jets 10, Pittsburgh 6. At that point, head coach Mike Tomlin, seen enough, told Trubisky number 8 is in, that being Pickett. Although Pickett's very first pass was intercepted, he did rally the Steelers with 2 short yardage rushing touchdowns, giving Pittsburgh a 20-10 lead. Pickett's offensive spark didn't carry over to the defense, as the Jets rallied with 2 touchdowns to win the game 24-20. One half of work, Pickett was 10 of 13 for 120 yards, 0 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Now, the official stat line says that Pickett was 10 for 13, but technically you could say he did not throw an incomplete pass.
I heard a ball didn't hit the ground.
Ball didn't hit the ground. 10 completions to Pittsburgh players, 3 completions to Jets players. None of his passes hit the ground.
He's also the first quarterback to score 2 rushing touchdowns in his career debut.
Correct. Ooh. That continues a streak of, we talked about Tua with his historic comeback, Lamar Jackson with his historic rushing and passing yardage. Now, another historic quarterback coming in. Now, Pittsburgh as a whole has been a model of consistency in the NFL. They've been an upper echelon team. Playoffs 20 of the last 30 years, 18 straight non-losing seasons.
Yeah, Tomlin has never had a
below 500.
Below 500, right?
This year they come in at 1-3, last place in the AFC North, but they're only 1 game out, as Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore are all at 2-2. Does make it 3 of the last 4 years where they started off 1-3. Now they are on a 3-game losing streak, having lost to New England, Cleveland, and the Jets.
Oh, you just like sliding that in there, don't you?
Oh, it's been a rough decade. Come on.
I mean, they've lost to all the AFC East teams.
Cleveland?
Well,
they haven't played Miami or Buffalo yet.
Okay.
Buffalo's
I
today.
am so wrong.
It's the glasses. You need your own.
All right, they're very lucky not to be winless. Remember in week 1 against Cincinnati, Cincinnati scored at the end of regulation to tie it up. Then Cincinnati missed the extra point that would have won the game for the Bengals. And Pittsburgh went on to win it in overtime. We talked about Mitch Trubisky's poor performance, but there's been a decline in play from starting running back Najee Harris. As a rookie last year, Harris finished with an even 1,200 yards rushing, average of 70.6 yards per game. It was good enough to rank him 4th overall in the league.
Yeah, he was steady.
He stopped on his last rush and said, "This is it, 1,200."
No one ever gets even numbers like that. All right. I'm at the 4. I'm done.
Well, this year so far, Harris has 202 rushing yards, averaging 20 yards less at 50 yards per game, and he's ranked 28th in the league right now.
Yeah, Josh Allen has like 20
Probably
yards
more.
less rushing than a starting running back.
Yeah.
Big story on defense, the loss of reigning Defensive Player of the Year linebacker T.J. Watt. Watt went out with a pectoral injury in week 1 and was placed on IR. And I saw today that they're doing microscopic surgery on his knee. He's going to be out a couple more weeks as well.
What are you talking about?
Is it true that they haven't won a game that he's missed?
That is true. Since he
Did you have that written down on side of him?
No, that's all right. That leads me right into it. Since he first came to the league in 2017, including this season, he has missed 7 games, and Pittsburgh is 0-7 in games he has not played.
That's such a difference maker if that's a defensive that's a defensive lineman for all intents and purposes.
He's a stud.
Yeah, he's always
a
great.
stud.
Well, here's a good example of what a difference maker is. With Watt in Week 1 versus Cincinnati, Pittsburgh's D had 7 sacks. The next 3 games without Watt, Pittsburgh's D, 3 sacks total.
Jeez Louise.
2 more major injuries for Pittsburgh today. 2 members of their starting defensive backfield are out. Cornerback Akello Witherspoon and safety Terrell Edmonds aren't playing.
Just Tremaine Edmonds' little brother.
Yep.
Or big brother.
Now,
That's his brother.
Either way.
even with those injuries, Pittsburgh does still have some playmakers on the D. Linebacker Miles Jack is third in the league in tackles. Linebacker Alex Highsmith tied for second in the league with 5.5 sacks. Safety Minka Fitzpatrick tied for second in the league with 3 interceptions, one behind Jordan Boyer.
Is he playing?
Fitzpatrick is playing, yeah.
Okay.
He was throughout the week. He was on their injury
Yeah.
list here and there, and everywhere.
Now, last time the Bills played the Steelers, as you were talking about, week 1 of last year, Buffalo had a 10-zip halftime lead. Pittsburgh won 23-16. Pittsburgh does lead all time versus Buffalo 17-11. You mentioned Buffalo has won 2 of the past 3, but going back to 2001, Pittsburgh has won 7 of the last 9.
Including the 2004 win-and-in game for the Bills against the
Let's not
backups.
talk about this one.
I was there. It was horrible.
I was there as well.
And I'm going to finish up on Pittsburgh with one last thing. Just looking at Pittsburgh themselves, 1-3 now. Doesn't get any easier. They got Buffalo today. Next 3 games are Tampa Bay, at Miami, and Philadelphia.
Oof.
Very well, they could be looking at being 1-7 when they hit their bye week in Week 9.
Yeah, that's a
got a
rough
tough
go.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough
No
go.
doubt.
And that's it for the Steelers.
Very good. But now it's time for Know Your Stiller.
All right.
We'll start off with new starting quarterback, Kenny Pickett. What college did he go to?
He will be playing his pro games in the same stadium he played his college games, University of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Is he also from Pittsburgh?
I think he's from New Jersey. I think I read that.
That I don't know.
I can't verify that.
So
but
we didn't do a good job on this one.
Pitt's jersey. Anyway, but you're 1 for 1. Number 2, running back, Najee Harris.
Alabama.
Alabama is right. Number 3, wide receiver, Chase Claypool.
I knew you were going to throw that one in. Notre Dame.
All right, and for bonus points,
All right.
wide receiver, Deontay
Do you
Johnson.
know how much these bonus points are worth?
No, I do not.
1,000.
Nothing.
Just like knowing that Brian Hoyer's first name is Axel. 1,000 points. They're all worth 1,000.
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
UCLA? I'll take it that's a no.
No. Think more Northwest Ohio. That's not the college. I'm just putting you in a spot.
Toledo.
Oh,
Hey, there we go.
Holy Toledo, he got it.
Hey! All right, give a hand for Jimmer. All right.
Hey.
Thank you, Jimmer.
So Aaron is on a family weekend getaway in the Adirondacks. None of that's true. But since he's not here, I do want to spend a little bit of time in his spot talking about Thursday night's game. Indianapolis,
Debacle.
Denver, field goal fest, 12-9.
All right, that's enough.
Moving on.
That game sucked.
12 punts. The Bills have punted 5 times this season, maybe. 2 teams combined for 12-1. That it was just absolutely horrible. Now they say Russell Wilson has
Torn lat.
torn lat,
Yeah.
whatever that
Torn
means.
lat, but he could be back for their next game next week.
Correct.
Whatever, he sucks.
I got a couple cool stats about this game. Oh, the last time a team won the game in the Super Bowl era by winning the game without scoring a touchdown, throwing multiple interceptions, and being sacked 7 or more times was the 1973 Browns.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
That's
going on
Brownsy.
Yeah, that's very Brownsy. One other fact about, all right, so former Bills offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, the head coach for Denver. So, Denver makes the big trade. They get Russell Wilson from Pete Carroll's team, the Seattle Seahawks. It's almost like Carroll sold him a lemon. I mean, Russ is just not looking good. The other connection between Pete Carroll and Nathaniel Hackett is that Pete Carroll took over for Nathaniel Hackett's father at USC, where Hackett's father had like a 19 and like 26 record in a couple seasons, and then Carroll takes over at USC and goes like 93 and 17. He's got like a curse over the Hackett family. Like, not only was I way better at your father at this college, then I'm going to sell you this quarterback who just belongs in a junk heap, allegedly. I didn't. Those aren't my words.
Yeah.
Those are his.
Yeah.
That's just a weird connection that just is like, man, I put a spell on you, kind of vibe. I mean, well, without Double A, didn't really got much more. Didn't make a lot of notes today.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, we've got a lot of notes in here. Just you tell bad jokes. You got any more bad jokes, joke man?
I might have one.
You're just gonna blurt it out.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. Hey, good. Oh, hi to Porky in Vegas. He's
Porky!
He's a big fan, a serial watcher as they call him. He doesn't miss a show.
All right. Thanks, Sparky.
He does. He's the man. Cool. Well, you want to just do quick picks then?
Sure.
Why the hell not?
I'm ready.
Play the song. Play the song, monkey. Woo!
Let it be known,
There it is.
I did not get one wrong last week.
He also did not get
I
one
was
right.
also not.
Last week, Double A comes in the big winner. He got 9 correct. Jimmer with 6, myself with 7. So the season lead is Aaron right now with 20 correct. Jimmer and I are tied at 19. And Josh, well, about 120 right.
Participation trophy.
Yeah, we're going to have to find a way to level that out. But anywho, we'll start off with the game that obviously everyone last week had a lot of interest in, Seattle-Detroit. 48-45.
48-45.
The second year that they've light up the scoreboard against each other. But now you've got Lions at the Patriots, who somehow, with Bailey Zappi at quarterback last week, took the Packers all the way deep into overtime.
In Green Bay.
In Green Bay, just to end up losing. But it was like, the who? The what? Lions at Patriots has a weird bit of interesting vibe to it.
It does. Patriots are given 3.5. You said Bailey Zappi making his first career start. Mm-hmm. Detroit quarterback Jared Goff is tied for the league lead in passing touchdowns with 11. He's tied with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Detroit 0-10-1 outright in the past 11 road games. I'm rolling with the rookie quarterback.
Whoa.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with you, Jimmer. That's...
It's kind of crazy.
I really don't understand what I'm picking, but I'm going to roll with you.
I'm going to go with the Lions on the road because I feel like they should have won a couple, and a couple injuries here and there. They're fun. The coach is fun. Everybody knows that. I kind of say it every week. The Patriots, though, they had to have been some stroke of dumb luck last week, I think, anyway. Although the Packers aren't world beaters.
I was going to say, yeah, the Packers might be a little...
Yeah. What's the score of the game, Steve-O?
Well, from the looks of it, the Giants are about to win.
Okay.
Oh, my
Had a
goodness.
goal line stance.
Oh, my goodness. Giants beat the Packers is what Bird just commented on. He's an anniversary follower as well. Tom Bird, thank you. I don't know. The whole Bailey Zappi thing is weird. Like, they're down to their third quarterback. I'm going with the Lions. I hope they win. Next game, San Diego at Cleveland. I mean, L.A. at Cleveland.
I was going to say, that would be L.A. Cleveland is getting a 1.5. Cleveland 7-12 against the spread at home under head coach Kevin Stefanski, but I'm taking Cleveland.
Ooh.
Oh, I will not take Cleveland.
Okay, good. I will not either. Cleveland lost
Just because.
to the Falcons last week, and the Falcons threw the ball like 15 times.
How did that happen?
And Brissett has looked pretty sharp for them. He didn't look very good at all last week. Herbert, obviously still recovering, like getting better and better with the rib injury. No Keenan Allen again, but he still looks pretty good. But I still no faith in the Chargers until they prove me wrong. But not picking the Browns all season still kind of stands. So I'm going to go with San Diego or L.A., whatever you want to call them.
Whatever they are.
Interesting game here, and not really. Texans at Jags, but the Jags blew it last week against Philly. They had a chance.
All right,
And the Texans never have a chance.
Jacksonville is giving 6.5. Houston, their past 2 seasons, the cumulative record, 8-25. Houston, last 2 seasons versus everybody but Jacksonville, 4-25. Houston, last 2 seasons versus Jacksonville, 4-0.
Oh!
I'm going Jacksonville.
I gotta go Texans on that.
I am too.
I gotta
That
go.
I'm going Texans.
Jimmer, you sold me.
Still going with Jacksonville, though.
Okay, whatever, fine. Really quick, weird stat about the Bills and the Ravens from Sunday. The last time a Bills player had 2 interceptions in a game against Baltimore was Kiko Alonso. The Bills also won that game 23-20. Player having 2 picks on Sunday, so a little bit of weird stuff there. Kiko Alonso, they'll do anything for a Kiko Alonso jersey. If anybody remembers that story, don't look it up. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Bucks are giving 9.5. Atlanta, only team undefeated against the spread this year, 4-0. But Brady in his career has never lost to Atlanta, 10-0 outright and 9-1 against the spread. Going Bucks to win, but maybe Atlanta might keep it close.
I thought you were going to throw us for a loop like you did on
Nope.
the last
No,
one.
this one Tampa Bay all the way.
I'm going to take Hot Atlanta. And for no reason. But they won last week, right?
Yep. I'm going to go Tampa Bay, and maybe just because they're playing at home. But Tom Brady, like they're saying, he looks funny. He still threw for 385 against the Chiefs in a loss on Sunday night. But Tampa Bay does really well when they play balanced football. They had 6 rushes for 3 yards on Sunday night. It's Fournette, and Fournette is good. There's no reason why they shouldn't be maybe because they got down. But either way, they need to have a balanced attack. I think Tampa's going to win, but Atlanta might throw them a few curveballs.
Hot Atlanta.
All right, Jimmer, we'll save your game for a little bit. You had enough talk about the Jets. We got to space it out. NFC North game of the week: Chicago at Minnesota.
Minnesota giving 7.5. Chicago 4-12 against the spread as an underdog the past 2 seasons. However, Minnesota 7-13 against the spread as a favorite since 2020. I'm still going Minnesota.
I'm going to go Minnesota at home too. I was kind of rooting for Jalen Hurts until he made comments about the Bears fans not being into it, and I think that's kind of crappy.
Okay, I'm in with you.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Okay, yeah.
But you can't do that.
That's a jerk.
That's a no-go, right? Yeah.
Come on.
And what has he proven?
What have you done?
Yeah, lately, or something.
Or ever?
Yeah. Speaking of what have you done lately? No, not really. Titans at Commanders.
Commanders
have done nothing lately. Oof.
They're getting a 1.5. Guys, I'm sorry. I couldn't find anything on this one.
Well, I don't.
Nothing against
I
the
don't think anyone
spread.
can.
No crazy facts from the 40s, but I'm going Tennessee.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Okay. Watch it. That's going to
I
be 41-0 Washington.
Actually, I don't care. Put me as I don't care.
Okay, Josh.
IDC.
IDC. All right. Seattle at New Orleans. New Orleans with the furious comeback last week. Dalton again starting at quarterback. Seattle, look out. Geno freaking Smith.
Well, New Orleans giving 5.5. Look out, Geno freaking Smith. Can you say NFL comeback player of the year?
No.
77.3 completion percentage this season.
He was waiting for this one.
I know it.
Highest by any quarterback in 4 games of a season in NFL history.
What?
In his past 12 starts, Geno is 10-2 against the spread. Granted, that obviously goes back prior to this season.
When he played for other teams.
I'm going Seattle.
I am also going, and not for nothing, New Orleans, I think, Dalton is Dalton.
Yeah.
So is Jameis Winston. Not Dalton, but Winston. But yeah, he is. Dong was Wong. But I think Seattle's just taking the hot hand on it. So I'm going to go with Seattle. Screw it.
I have not seen Seattle play. I don't know how they win, but I'm going to go with them.
Okay, yeah. It's just whatever.
Well, I can't believe.
Right.
Geno? Come on.
And Pete Carroll is definitely the we have to run to win the game kind of coach until now. He gets rid of Russell Wilson, and then they
Well, now
throw the
they're
ball.
passing.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't get along anyway.
Let's Geno cook.
He never let Russ cook. He's probably calling Sierra. Your husband. Dolphins at Jets, Jimmer.
All right, Jets are getting 3.5. This one I saw on CBS Sportsline. I had no way of verifying it, but Miami quarterback Teddy Bridgewater in for Tua.
Two gloves, Teddy.
In his career, 42-21 against the spread. Best mark of any quarterback with at least 40 starts in the Super Bowl era. Like I said, I could not confirm that, but CBS Sportsline reported that.
Liars.
I'd say that's a lie.
Yeah. No.
But I'm going with the Jets.
I can't. I will never, ever not go against the Jets again until next week. But I will go with. I just hate Miami. Soulless Ghoul coach number one. He's on the outs. I hate
Jets.
that franchise. Right. It's just one of them
That's
things
it.
right now. Screw them. Go Jets. Niners at Carolina starting the 4 o'clock slot.
Carolina's getting 6.5. Carolina 3-15 against the spread. Their past 18 games. However, Carolina 17-5 against the spread all time versus San Fran. Not going to matter. San Fran takes it.
After watching, did anybody watch the Monday night game? San Fran and the Rams.
Not all of it, but good portion.
Other than Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel after the catch has to be the most fearsome receiver. He's insane when he just takes off with the football. And if Garoppolo can do anything like he played very good on Monday night. The San Francisco defense is awesome. It's them and the Bills defensively. If they play any way to the level that they did on Monday night, I think it's a blowout. 60-2.
Whoa. What's that?
They get that garbage time safety?
Always a garbage time safety.
Snap through the end zone.
Yeah. Well, no, just for Yaz. They're probably watching the show knowing they have to
No
get one.
doubt, San Francisco, because Garoppolo plays okay.
Yeah.
And their defense is great.
Their defense is Bosa is awesome. Debo's awesome. Cool. Good for them. Whatever. Battle of the Birds. Philadelphia Eagles.
This is nothing to squawk at.
All right, that was good, Josh.
At the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, Cardinals getting 5.5.
That was good, man.
That's your second joke now. Better than the first one.
All right, Philadelphia allows a league low of 4.7
Yeah.
Easy for you to say, right?
Jeez, hang on.
Now we got a spinner.
Call the cops. Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's start that again. Philadelphia allows a league low of 4.75 yards per pass against them. Arizona ranks 30th in the league in passing yards per play. Going Philly.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Philly as well. Arizona they got some junk in the trunk, man. Usually they start the season off well and taper off after that, but they don't look anywhere as potent as they were, especially the first 8 to 10 games last year. Philly looks really good. Sirianni's doing a great job. Hurts doesn't look like a world beater, but when he's on, he's good. Philly's looking like the best team in the NFC. I mean, they're the only undefeated team left in the NFL, but that doesn't really – sometimes it doesn't mean that much, but they look strong. They look really good.
I'm going to go with Arizona here.
I knew that was coming.
Because those idiots win games they're not supposed to win. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to win 8 games.
And do
and
some
they're
damage.
Gonna beat these guys just because.
Not these.
These guys?
These guys?
These.
Mark Gastineau and Josh Allen? Boy, in a strange turn of events. All right. This is going to be another weird one to pick. The Cooper Rush-led Cowboys against the Rams.
All right, Rams are giving 5.5.
Wow.
What was your stat about the Bills score-wise in the fourth quarter?
Second half, the Bills have only given up 7 points all season.
All right, in 4 games this season, in the fourth quarter, the Rams have been outscored 44-3.
Wow.
Since last season, Dallas is 9-1 against the spread on the road. I'm sticking with Cooper Rush and the Cowboys.
Yeah, sorry, Dad, never pick the Cowboys, but I really got this thing against Sean McVay now. He looks just smarky. I get maybe he's a little.
I hate him.
They're not good or as good as they were. But Stafford was in a world of hurt. I know it's the Niners defense on Monday night. Cowboys, I mean, they have Micah Parsons. I mean, they can decimate. He's awesome.
He's a monster.
I'll take the Cowboys too, and it's going to be interesting. Everybody's with what happens when Dak comes back? I mean, Dak's a top
He's
5 passer in the NFL.
entrenched, yeah.
Yeah, right. But the Cooper Rush thing it's always going to be fun for a while, kind of like Geno. Like he's probably going to do okay for a few more games and then he'll fall out. But I'll go with the Cowboys today.
I'm going to go Cowboys as well. I don't know how they're winning, but they're winning.
So screw them. Hey.
And the Chargers, or not the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers.
The Chargers are not good.
And the Rams.
Or the Rams.
Okay, I thought we were going back to that.
No. It's a LA, San Diego, Chicago Cardinals thing.
Yeah, that
going on.
California thing.
Yeah, tonight's game, the Bengals at the Ravens.
Ravens giving 3.5. Ravens currently on a franchise worst 5-game home losing streak.
Oof.
Yep. Cincinnati swept Baltimore last year. In those games, Joe Burrow threw for 416 yards one game, 525 the other. That's a total of 941 yards passing in 2 games.
Wow.
Baltimore, dead last in the league in passing defense. I'm going Cincinnati.
I'm going to go Cincinnati as well, and I don't think Cincinnati is, back up to the way they were playing like at the end of the year last year.
But I think they're ascending.
They're getting better. Jamar Chase is awesome. If Burrow doesn't get sacked 1,000 times, he's pretty good. And the Ravens, I think, are just going to be that bad luck team this year where they play well, but they can't squeak them out all year.
I'm going to take Cincinnati, too.
Oh, Malthaner wants to know if we like to party. Allegedly.
I'm going to take Cincinnati because I don't want to see the Ravens. I'd rather play Cincinnati in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. And that AFC North, if it's just those two duking it out, they each have to play Pittsburgh and Cleveland at some point anyway.
True.
So it's
Right.
going to be pretty crazy. Cool. Tomorrow night's game, the Raiders at the Chiefs.
Chiefs
Oh, boy.
giving 7.5. Patrick Mahomes in his career versus the Raiders, 7-1 outright with 22 touchdown passes. Kansas City has won 6 straight home Monday Night Football games. Gotta go Chiefs.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Me too.
Yeah.
What are you going with?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured. The Raiders have played the Chiefs tough here and there and everywhere the last couple of years, but Kansas City looks like they're back on the train until next week.
Well, yeah.
I know. Break his legs.
Oh, what time are we doing the show next week?
Yeah, what time are we doing the show next week? It's a 4:30 game.
Same.
Noon? Yeah. Noon it is.
Oh, we'll do it at noon.
Yeah, because we'll be talking about this Bills-Steelers game. Jimmer?
Buffalo giving 14. Highest spread this week, highest spread of the year. Previous highest spread this season was Green Bay when they gave 10.5 to Chicago. Green Bay covered that.
Don't say that again.
Pittsburgh has not been a 14-point underdog since 1969. Last 5 home
I remember
games.
That was. No, I don't.
Last 5 Buffalo home games, Bills are 4-0-1 against the spread. Rookie quarterback. Both teams are banged up, but I think there's more injuries to Pittsburgh's defense than to Buffalo's defense. I'm going Bills in a comfortable 35-10.
Would you mention what the spread was for the Steelers-Cowboys Super Bowl?
I think it was 10.5.
13.
13? Okay.
Which was one of the highest Super
Okay,
Bowl
13.
spreads.
Yeah, that was their last.
Yes.
That was their highest playoff spread, and 10.5 was their last highest
Regular season spread.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the injury point is like, the Bills are banged up. Their thin at receiver, Tanner Gentry, is elevated today. But
Yep.
Jordan Phillips and Ed Oliver, Oliver's first game since week 1. Jordan Phillips' first game since the Titans. We're thin at receiver, no McKenzie. But we're getting some guys back, and the way the Bills rotate their defensive line will be good. I don't want to call it a trap game or this or that or whatever. I think the Bills are going to win. I want to say comfortably, but they're going to win comfortably. I didn't want to say it, but I did.
I know.
I think they're going to be just fine.
I heard you say it.
We have Josh Allen. Leslie Frazier as Bills defensive coordinator or McDermott as Bills head coach. 8-3 against rookie quarterbacks. One of them being the win game against Mac Jones last year. The other one being the total egg the Bills laid against Trevor Lawrence. So I don't think it's a big deal. Bills, I said comfortably, so 45-6.
Bills by $1 billion. No doubt.
Wouldn't it be cool if they won today?
If they don't win by at least
2
$1
scores?
billion.
No, at least.
Billion?
At least $1 billion.
Does Pittsburgh
It'll be a disappointment.
Does Pittsburgh get the garbage time safety?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want no garbage time safety. There's only one game with a garbage time safety today. That's Carolina.
$1 billion to $2 billion.
But not. What if it's not a garbage time safety? Does it still count?
Sure.
Oh, no, Dave says no.
No?
Gotta be garbage time.
Overruled.
Overruled. And Malthater says 69-0 Bills. Thank you, Jake.
You would.
He would. Yeah, he hurt his shoulder once. Remember that? Oh.
Sorry.
Hey, go Bills. See you guys next week.